You know, it's becoming really funny. Every single season, we go into the NFL draft not expecting too many fireworks, but at the same time, the Philadelphia Eagles are consistently the most prepared team for the draft, and it's pretty easy to see, right? Howie Roseman and what they do in this front office is outstanding. They bring in the biggest draft steals during rounds 1, 2, 3. I mean, they keep doing it, and I guarantee you on day 3, they do it again. But in this video, we're going to break down the 3 draft picks of the Eagles and Howie Roseman so far, how they fit, who they are as players, and why I think this could potentially be another amazing draft class here for the Philadelphia Eagles as they build for the future and the now at the same time. Again, such a good job by Howie Roseman. But with that being said, let's get into the video, talk about how these players fit and why they actually could be day 1 players for this Eagles team. Before we jump in though, comment down below a letter grade, how you feel with the draft so far, and some other positions you think they should target. With that being said, let's jump right in. Quinyon Mitchell is an outstanding cornerback out of Toledo, 6 foot, 195, does need to add a little bit of weight, but doesn't need to, right? But will become a good starter within 2 years. I think this is off. I think he could be a day 1 starter if need be. Now, at the very same time, you look at the Eagles depth chart here, and you close out these little windows here. Now, one thing that stands out to me, right? Darius Slay, James Bradbury, Avonte Maddox, CJ Gardner-Johnson, okay? You might ask, why is that important? These are the guys that are going to help develop. You also have Calais Ringo. They think highly of. Eli Ricks could be really good as well. Guys, this team is building the absolute insane secondary, not only for next season, but for the future as well. Once Darius Slay gets up there in age, which he is, right? James Bradbury also getting up there in age. Avonte Maddox getting up there in age. They're trying to build for the long-term depth, right? So Quinyon Mitchell might not be a day 1 starter, but at the end of the day, he's a guy that will come in here and add depth, productiveness, and someone who can be one of the best cornerbacks next season, right? Now, listen, when you look at his overview, he possesses a gumbo of traits with size, strength, and speed, filling up the pot. Basically, the perfect cornerback. He's built like a running back, but tackles like a safety. And has the ball skills of a corner. He can literally do everything you want him to do. He also can play in a variety of different coverages, man, zone. He can drop back to the third, come back into a hook curl. He can play, soft flats. He can do everything you want him to do as a cornerback. And when working against top receivers in practice, he looked like he was one of the most shutdown corners in college football, right? Now, while he does need to trace more, efficient path when hounding the route, his burst to close and the physicality alone at the catch point creates its, tough advantages for, himself, but also puts receivers in a bad trait as well to, making big time plays. So I think he's someone that can, swat down some balls, get some interceptions, can come down, can make some tackles, not afraid of that as well, and he has no ego, right? In the NFL, you look for one thing. And look for guys who actually love the game of football over the money. Quinyon Mitchell loves the game of football. He's well built, broad shoulders, naturally physical, feet are fairly nimble and agile to change direction with routes. So again, beautiful, what you want to see. His tackling, his speed to become a top-notch gunner on punt teams as well. So not only do you talk about him being, potentially a future starter, a future star in the league, but he's also a special teamer. So now you have a guy who fits in 2 different spots to a Philadelphia Eagles defense who last season, let me show you, ranked number 30. They were one of the worst defense in football. Obviously, were a little bit banged up, but needed to improve in one major area. They ranked number 30 in pass yards allowed per game, number 31 in interception percentage, and number 14 in completion percentage allowed. This team needed to get better in the secondary. As they get more healthy, I think they'll be better, but Quinyon Mitchell adds a new dynamic of versatility, playing special teams, being a day 1 starter in the secondary if need be, if they're not healthy in time, but also gives them future assets as well. A guy who could be a star in this league in just 1 season of development, with a lot of guys here that can help him develop, in Darius Slay and James Bradbury. I mean, I think this is a perfect fit. Now guys, before we finish off this video, do me a big favor, hit that like button just so we can get this video out to more Philadelphia Eagles fans around the world, but also subscribe to the channel if you're new. It's free, doesn't cost anything, and we will be covering the Eagles for the rest of the offseason, the rest of the drafts, OTAs, rookie minicamp, regular minicamp, training camp, preseason, regular season. Got you guys covered with everything you need to know going forward about the Philadelphia Eagles. And lastly, comment down below saying more Eagles videos if you want more of these, videos, right? I'm planning on, once the draft ends, doing a full breakdown, a lot more analysis, but also some film breakdown of all of these players, kind of meeting the entire draft class. So if you guys do want to see that, comment down below saying draft class, whatever you want to comment, whatever it is, right? But with that being said, let's jump right back to the video. There is literally no way the NFL just let the Eagles do this again. Guys, the Eagles yesterday drafted one of the best cornerbacks in the draft in Quinyon Mitchell. Today, we wondered, what are they going to do today? They always do something insane, and yeah, they do it again. According to Roger Goodell and the NFL, the Philadelphia Eagles select Cooper DeJean with the 40th overall draft pick, dude. 0 touchdowns allowed in 2023. A guy who could play safety, he could play corner, he could play nickel, he could be a kick returner, a punt returner. This guy literally does it all. And now he's going to Hey, Howie Roseman, GM of the century. I don't know what's going on. In this video, we're going to break down Cooper DeJean, what he has to the team, why he's such a good fit, and why the Philadelphia Eagles are slowly demoralizing the NFL just in the NFL draft alone. Now, before we get into the video, hit that like button if you love this draft pick. Also, give me a letter grade down below. Subscribe if you're new. Join the family. Going to be covering the Eagles for the rest of the offseason, so make sure you guys are here for that. Without any further ado, let's jump into Cooper DeJean. Well, the first thing I want to talk about with Cooper DeJean is the 6-foot frame. He's a junior coming out of Iowa. Now, when you look at his stats overall, the man is just an All-American, a Big Ten defensive back player of the year, return specialist of the year. I mean, the awards he's gotten have been insane. Started 10 games, 41 tackles, 2 TFLs, 2 interceptions, 5 breakups. Missed the end of the year with a broken fibula, but at the end of the day was one of the best DBs in the nation. He was a finalist for the Jim Thorpe Award last season as well. He was, in the running for nation's top defender. I mean, this dude is incredible, right? Incredible from start to finish. He's highly competitive defensive back with plus size ball skills. No worthy special teams value. DeJean is a big and bundled for a cornerback with muscular arms, good hips, fantastic interception production, but his movements are more linear than fluid. Obviously, got to get better, got to improve in the NFL. But you look at some of his strengths, man. He's got starting experience at strong safety and corner, like we said to open up the video. He's an explosive athlete, hitting markers in height, weight, and speed. Got a rare combination of speed, quickness, athleticism. Very, very good. He's got instinctive zone defender, ready to feast on quarterbacks with poor eye discipline in this division. You might be able to find a little bit of that, right? Daniel Jones, right? A rookie quarterback in Jayden Daniels. He's got ball skills of a receiver. If the ball is anywhere near him, he's probably going to get a pick, maybe even a couple of pick sixes as well. He charges hard, slams into pass catchers, making sure every catch is going to be contested for one, but also hard for them to get. And then also immediate return man, a gunner, whatever you need him to do, he will do it. You look at this defensive lineup right now. You bring in Quinyon Mitchell, a day one starter, with James Bradbury getting up there in age, Darius Slay getting up there in age. You still have Calais Ringo. I mean, this team is built for now and the future as well. With these cornerbacks, with the guys that they were adding, dude, this team is scary. They're hungry, and Howie Roseman is literally insane. I don't know how he's doing it. Last year, they ranked number 31 in interception percentage. Cooper DeJean, wherever he plays, will help that immediately. The sack percentage is only going to get better when you talk about guys like Bryce Huff coming over here. You have Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Milton Williams. You got Josh Wood off the edge. This team is going to be good, man. I'm excited to see what they do. But, man, Cooper DeJean is a guy that's a no-brainer pick here. A steal in the second round. And, of course, Howie Roseman does it again. In Jayx Hunt, this is a very interesting draft pick in my opinion. Late third round, about to get to the fourth, and you snag this guy. All right, listen to this. Since 2022, Jayx Hunt, 78 QB pressures, 14 QB hits, and 14 sacks. A guy who really knows how to get to the quarterback and can develop at a high level with the right coaching. In this video, we're going to talk everything you need to know about Jayx Hunt, what he adds to the team, why he could be a good fit, but honestly, we're going to break down if or if not he could be a starter down the line, or if he could be a big-time player, maybe even this season, right? Before we jump into the video, make sure you guys do me a favor, hit that like button just so we can, get this video out to more Eagles fans around the world. But subscribe, hit the like button, join the family. It's free, doesn't cost anything, and we're going to be covering the Eagles for the rest of the offseason. Now, in my opinion, in the third round, this may be One of the biggest steals, and you know what? I'm not surprised. It's Howie Roseman. He's going to take BPA, best player available. This guy is flown under the radar for whatever reason. 6'4", 252 pounds, out of HCU. Good backup with potential to develop into a starter. Right away, you had a special teamer. You had a guy who's going to play right away. On the kickoff, new kickoff rules, this guy's going to be a beast. But honestly, he's a guy that can really be a dog with maybe even a 3-down linebacker, right? Ran a 6'4", or 4.64. In 2023, he won Southland Conference Defensive Player of the Year, first team All-Southland Conference, led the team with 9 tackles for a loss, 6.5 sacks, tied the team lead for 2 forced fumbles, started all 10 games, 46 tackles, an interception return for the touchdown, and 2 PBUs as well. They did have him going in the 4th round, but the Eagles said, yeah, we're not gonna pass him by chance. We're not gonna allow him to go anywhere else. We're getting him. Now, he is a small school edge defender, but he possesses notable athletic traits and potential to get bigger, and stronger, right? He currently lacks lower body anchor and general play strength to go up against NFL opponents, but again, something you can develop. But the team drafting him is likely, we already know that. He is developmental. We know he's going to be someone who needs some time. But again, once he builds his frame, he's going to be insane. His speed is obvious as a pass rusher, and his run pursuit pretty good as well. He's a former safety, right? You love to see that as an edge rusher. Keep adding mass, boom. Shoots upfield, finds acceleration, can bend and dip around the edge. He's a big-time closing burst speed to swallow up quarterbacks once he's in the vicinity. He's got athleticism, motor, range, bolstering playmaking potential against a run. This dude is an all-around prospect for the defense. Day one starter in the special teams aspect, but could also become a starter down the line. You have Bryce Huff, who they just got. Brandon Graham's getting up there in age. Hey, in a couple of seasons, you might see this guy really take a huge step up. Last season, the Eagles ranked number 24 in QB sack percentage. Had to find a way to get to the quarterback. This is a guy that not only adds special teams value, but a guy who can come off the edge in real game, time, and give you some good reps, man. I love this pickup again. Howie Roseman, just keep doing it, man. Keep goddamn doing it, man. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, join the family, and I'll see you guys in the next Eagles update. Peace.